Alright, so supposedly 3 years ago an abandoned boat shipwrecked in the San Francisco Bay. I wanted to know if the rumor was true or not, so I headed down to the beach and using some binoculars I spotted the boat.
Wow, it's been out there for like 3 years. That's crazy.
After talking to the locals, they explained to me that no one had actually ever gone out to the boat. Now this was interesting. Since the boat was relatively untouched, this meant there could still be something valuable on board. So I did some research and I found some answers. The boat is located 800 meters offshore, half a mile. But the other thing is, the water is extremely shallow. Too shallow to take a regular sized boat. But luckily I purchased an inflatable raft a week ago, but sadly I threw it down into a sewer pipe for a TikTok. With no other choice, I was forced to go into the sewer pipe.
Oh my god, I see it.
Now eventually we found the raft in the sewer and it was actually in super good condition. We poured the water out, brought it back through the sewer, and just like that, phase 1 was complete. The following day I loaded the raft into my car and drove 30 minutes to the rendezvous spot, which we'd be able to launch from in the raft and make it to the abandoned boat. But we encountered two problems right off the bat. The first one was Google Maps said we'd be able to launch from the shore, but when we got there was a massive wall that had been built, so we couldn't launch from that spot. The second problem was my friend wasn't showing up, so I sat and waited for 2 hours.
Yo, Matt, what's the update?
The update is I'm leaving in 5 minutes.
Oh! After 2 hours of waiting, my friend Matt was finally on his way, which meant the video was back in motion. Now, instead of launching from this original spot, we'd be launching half a mile downshore at this park. Now, the thing about this park was it would allow us to walk through this fence and have easy access to the water. So we hopped the fence, walked down to the water, and eventually made it down to the beach where we would set up shop. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is the water in the bay at this time of year is extremely cold, so I had some friend lend us some wetsuits, we put them on, and it was time to go the half a mile out into the bay to make it to the boat.
Look at these two idiots. Ooh, I'm getting a call.
I don't know if you guys just heard that last part about what my cameraman just said, but he literally got a call and just stopped recording for the majority of the video. So, yeah, we were pretty much on our own out here. Now, the first part was interesting because we realized right off the bat, the water was very shallow.
We're like ridiculously far offshore. Like there's the shore over there, but we're just over here like standing. But it's starting to slowly get deeper. So I'd say about 50 meters. We're gonna have to actually hop in the boat.
50 meters later, the water started getting rougher and deeper. We poured the water out of the raft and then we both hopped in. Or at least I was gonna be rowing and Matt was gonna be on the back kicking because the boat was too small to fit both of us in. This method proved to actually be pretty useful and we were making great progress. And after a while, we were probably only 200 meters
like
out.
100 meters, that's like rowing up an Olympic-sized pool there and back twice, right?
I'm pretty sure that math is totally off, but regardless, I kept rowing.
Oh man, dude, it's right in there.
We were so close to the boat, and honestly, coming into this video, I wasn't sure we were gonna make it, so this was crazy for me. We made one final push towards the boat, and eventually we pulled up right next to it, and honestly, it looked terrifying. There was barnacles all over the place, and half of it was stuck underwater. I decided I was gonna let Matt hop on the boat first, and then I was gonna go around and hopefully dock. But sadly, I made the mistake of letting Matt take my oar, so when I went around the boat, I almost flew away because I had nothing to push me against the current. But luckily, Matt tossed me an oar, and I was able to get back onto the boat. We'd finally done it. We had made it to the boat, and honestly, I was fucking speechless at this point. It was so crazy, it didn't even feel real. Now here's where things started to get really crazy, because the second we got on the boat, we quickly gave Aiden, who was our cameraman on land, the sign that we were okay. Then we turned our attention to the ship. We had heard weird noises coming from inside, so I slowly crept my way to the back of the boat and peeked in, and I noticed the inside of the boat was flooded. I knew if I wanted to know where the weird noise was coming from, I was gonna have to go inside the boat, but I was nervous that the whole of the boat could collapse on us if we went inside, so we proceeded with caution. I decided I was gonna stick my GoPro into the hole of the boat and hopefully see what was making the noise, and when I did, here's what I saw. There was a great white shark. Just kidding, it was too murky under the water to actually see anything, and yeah, I still don't know what the noise was coming from. To make matters worse, we couldn't even try it again because the tide of the water was coming up and it was coming up fast, so we knew we had to make it off the boat as fast as possible. So we hopped back in our boat and sailed back to land. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.